Good afternoon. I'm honored to welcome all of you to Grebel's 2021 virtual convocation ceremony. Although this is happening online, let's take a moment to remember that Conrad Grebel University College is built on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Attawandaron, and Haudenosaunee peoples on the Haldimand Tract, lands promised to the Six Nations in 1784. As you all know, Conrad Grebel is affiliated with the University of Waterloo, and all of our students are University of Waterloo students. Most of you are not actually receiving your degrees today. That happens at your formal University of Waterloo convocation ceremony later this year. The exceptions to that are our Master of Theological Studies graduates. Because MTS is a shared program of Grebel and the University of Waterloo, your degree will be partly conferred today and completed at a future University of Waterloo convocation. Even though we're not actually granting many students degrees today, we do want to celebrate all of the hard work that's gone into your degrees, the hours of study, pounding out essays and papers, the labs, the capstone projects, the recitals, and the exams. We also do this to celebrate your time here at Grebel. Whether you've been a resident, an associate, or a student in one of our academic programs, it's been our privilege and our delight to get to know you over the past few years. Even though we can't cheer and applaud the way we could in a normal in-person event, I encourage all of you to use the chat function to cheer each other on and to send love and support to your fellow graduates. I have run out of words to describe the past year of pandemic and social distancing and lockdowns. I'm going to leave that to the valedictorians and to Ed Janzen, our convocation speaker. Ed has served as college chaplain for the past 20 years and is as familiar to everyone at Grebel as the chapel windows or the residence roofline. Ed will be retiring later this summer and will celebrate his service to the college at a future event. For now, we're honored that Ed has agreed to bring this year's convocation address. This year has tested our resilience, our endurance, and our patience. It's rattled our sense of what normal is, and it's revealed all kinds of new issues and challenges that the world will have to face in years to come. It's hard for me to imagine what it must feel like to be graduating into this strange new world. And one of the things I've tried to do this year is to count my blessings, to try and look for the bright side every day, and to find reasons to be hopeful. And I think I speak for everyone at Grebel when I say that you, our graduating students, are one of our main sources of hope. You are collectively a distinguished and talented group of people, and you've learned all kinds of skills and theory that will help us meet the challenges that the future presents. But you've also learned values and made commitments during your time here. Commitments to justice and fairness, to peace building, to building an open and generous community, to pay attention to the needs of your neighbors and the needs of strangers. That's the unwritten curriculum that we hope everyone learns during their time at Grebel. And so I invite you, as new graduates, to join older generations of Grebel students and consider how your talents, your skills, your creativity and energy can be put to service in facing the great challenges of our time. And whatever your plans are, I wish you success, good fortune, and God's blessing. Welcome to Convocation 2021.
President Shantz, esteemed staff and faculty, honored graduates, kind friends and family all. The grace and peace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you. What a delight to share words of blessing with you in this celebration. Congratulations, and may you be blessed on the journey ahead that comes in the next steps. Perhaps you remember the enthusiasms of Move-In Day. Wasn't it just a few days ago, or at least so it seems? And yet so much of life has intervened. So much hard work, so many deadlines, so many successes, and sometimes even a failure. So many epiphanies, so many insights, so many connections, so many confirmations of thoughts and ideas. So much of curiosity, opportunity, decision, commitment. So much of the discipline of learning, so much of our life together, so much COVID. You have done well in circumstances that we haven't known before. And that is inspiring and bodes well for the future, for you, for us, for all we love, and for the world writ large. The word that came to me as a byword for us in these times was resilience. Resilience is a fundamental tenet of mental health. Resilience we might think of and measure as the spring in our step that will come after the third lockdown. We might measure resilience by the smile we share after a day spent on the screen. We might recognize it even more as we surrender to the urgency of a moment's need when our inner resources have been depleted. Today's celebration is made more poignant because of the resilience needed in our lives together. Resilience needed to find success in these days. Whether by choice or by necessity, we have met barriers that would not retreat. And yet we sprang back. We sprang forward and prevailed. Not unchanged, but with great prospects for renewal of life among us and in our purposes for living. I have come to understand that we are resilient. Or maybe we should say it even more strongly, we are resilience itself. Your image of resilience might be the smile that comes after the zillionth reading of Goodnight Moon as a bedtime story. Or it might be the story of the widow from the parables of Jesus who pesters a judge until she finds satisfaction. Or an image of resilience that I've seen in many places is the post-chemotherapy hairdo. That's resilience. Or it might be the daffodils breaking frosted ground. Whatever our image, resilience always comes to us as a grin that chuckles the corner of our mouths or the glint that crinkles our eyes. Or maybe resilience comes to us as a fist clenched, ready for business. Resilience is the last trace of hardship, surrendering to the path forward. And I celebrate our resilience and give thanks for the grace that sustains us. A couple of years ago, Dr. Robin Hanley Defoe came to campus to speak about resilience, and she introduced the concept with more insight than I had heard before. as a mental health consultant and teacher, was both inspiring and insightful. Her research outlined 5 key aspects of resilience, and I'd like to share them with you today during this service as a way of witnessing to the fact that I have seen that resilience among us. The first and foundational aspect of resilience that she describes is that sense of belonging. At Grebel, what do we call that? I'm sure you've already whispered it, at least in your mind. We call that community. Resilience is a team sport. The best pronoun that goes with resilience is first person plural. We are resilience. Resilience is in us. Now, all of us experience belonging in our own unique ways. From the shy and the introverted to the gregarious and the extroverted, whether in the first games of orientation week or the kindness of a cup of tea shared with another, whether in the frenzy of planning Make a Difference Market or the quiet conversation in the grad hive and lounge, whether on the volleyball court with 13 or now 5 of our quick friends, or in the gym with a workout buddy, whether at the caf table with books spread all around studying with friends, well, it will happen again, or at the library, in the library at a study carol. All of these are sites of resilience. Belonging is real, and it occurs in these places, among us, available. I have seen it and known it. It is here that resilience grows in all of its fulsome aspects. It is the mystery of our common life. It comes and is born out of our need for each other and with each other. In this mystery, you will have bumped into 3 minor miracles: perspective, acceptance, and hope. The miracle of perspective blesses us with some flexibility in our views of the world and each other. So much of our view of the world and of others is based on first impressions. Perspective prevents first impressions from calcifying into life-limiting chauvinisms. The miracle happens when we meet someone different from ourselves, and instead of dismissal, we find authentic interest in them. A student who graduated last year, Matthew, said it best in a note to me after he'd graduated. Before you call someone a heretic, you should prepare food for them. Eat with them, involve yourself in their life, and enjoy fellowship with them. Be careful. You might just end up loving them. When we give our values and spirit a chance to shift our first impressions, those challenges that seemed insurmountable, relating to a difficult person, tasks and assignments that seemed beyond our abilities, they actually become opportunities for friendship and growth. Because it's hard doesn't mean it's impossible. That's the miracle of perspective. The second miracle is acceptance. Acceptance is how we write our own story, how we practice agency. The miracle happens when we know ourselves well enough, and in that knowledge, accept ourselves, who we are, our capabilities, our passions, our purposes. I've seen this shift happen so often, from a sense of scarcity, I'm not good enough, I'm not really good at anything, I don't have anything to give, to one of abundance. What can I do with who I am? Once we've sloughed off the great man theory expectations of the world, we discover world-changing potentials in a cup of tea. How often have I seen Grebel windowsills lined with boxes of tea, a kettle and cups? A lovely expression of self-acceptance. This is who I am. This is what I have to share. This kind of acceptance is the seed that blossoms into a sense of personal responsibility, and personal responsibility is that blossom that becomes the fruit of satisfaction and contentment in life. It's what we do with who we are and what's been given to us to do. With this sense of satisfaction and contentment, we meet the saying of Jesus, "From everyone to whom much has been given, much will be required." And that is a joy to serve. And then there's another one from Karl Marx, "From each according to their ability, to each according to their need." When we know ourselves and accept ourselves, when we know our abilities and we recognize what we have been given, it's not hard for us to find the joy of personal agency. It's not hard for us to become an agent of belonging for others. It's joyful for us to offer in service who we are to the needs of this world. And that leads us to the third miracle of resilience, hope. You may have heard someone say love is a choice. Well, the same applies to hope. To be hope-filled is a choice dependent on these first two miracles. Your perspective on the world and others, your acceptance of yourself and who you are, prepare a decision to build hope. Graduation is a moment of profound consideration. What to do with hope? In fact, I would argue that every assignment we've ever turned in, every exam written, even those exams and assignments that have brought us to the brink of our abilities, close to failure or failure. And for me, it was organic chemistry, but that's a story for another day. All of these moments have required a decision about how to carry on. And when we have made those decisions, that's a small miracle of hope. It is an expression of trust in a worthy and purposeful future. Whether it's the unlikely mounting of a musical during a pandemic, or the many academic successes of a career at university, whether it's the persistent service of leadership or the many surprises of friendship. And sometimes it's even our passions ignited for justice and protest. All of these things are donations of hope for the spirit of life and love among us in the world. All are fundamental to the practice of justice and peace. All are essential for resilience in the world. And that brings us to the fifth and final point of resilience that Hanley Defoe makes. All of this lands us in the proof of our resilience, and that's humor. How many times have I walked into the CAF beleaguered by one more session on a screen, feeling a little depleted, only to be greeted by peals of laughter, all carefully and covidly contained. That's resilience at work. Or the one evening surprised by Ronan chasing around the CAF tables, and whatever had been on my face walking into the CAF was cracked into a grin upon seeing her action. And maybe we learn not to take ourselves quite so seriously, like the time I had the sanitizing nozzle pointed the wrong way, sanitized my face instead of the table. Those around me shared in the carefully contained COVID laughter. Well, you get the point. Proof of resilience comes to us when we hear the laughter around us, and when we commit and find our way into that joy. Then we are resilience. I bear witness to this resilience among us and being us. For a time, we hope you have found belonging here at Grebel in its many diverse ways and practices. Our constant commitment has been to hold space, that you might experience belonging in that space, and then to experience the miracles of perspective, acceptance, and hope, that they might be found in your life among us. And finally, we trust that you might follow the echoes of laughter from here, carrying with you that ability to share belonging with others. And when you return, to tell the stories of resilience that you have yet to discover. God bless your way with peace and joy. May you be a companion to great justice until we meet again. Amen.
Greetings. I'm Troy Osborne, and as Dean at Conrad Grebel University College, it's my privilege and honor to introduce to you the undergraduate students who will receive University of Waterloo degrees during ceremonies in June or October of this year. We're honoring them today because they are completing academic programs offered at Conrad Grebel, or they have made Grebel their home community for a significant part of their time at the University of Waterloo. As we acknowledge their accomplishments today, we do note that some may have academic work still outstanding. Once that work is completed and assessed, they will receive their University of Waterloo degrees. So today is a day of hopeful expectation. Students, during your time here, the Grebel community has come to know and value your ideas, talents, passions, and dreams. We have seen what you have achieved over your time with us, and we must acknowledge that your accomplishments are even more noteworthy given the adjustments you have had to make during the tumultuous past few months. Let us begin by honoring the undergraduates who will receive their university degrees at one of the convocation ceremonies in June or October. As is the Grebel tradition, we have invited them to tell us very briefly about their future plans. They come from all the faculties at the university: arts, health, engineering, environment, mathematics, or science. Many of these students were part of the Grebel residential community while studying at the university, whether living at Grebel or associating with our community. Some of the students we celebrate today were in the University of Waterloo undergraduate programs based at Grebel: music, peace and conflict studies, and Mennonite studies. All of you have enriched life at Grebel. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zoe. I'm super excited to be joining the team at the Ripple Effect Education for May and June as the communications manager, and then spending the rest of the summer relaxing and going canoeing with my family.
Hey everyone, I'm Neil. I'm graduating Systems Design Engineering this term. This summer I'll be running away to BC for a few months to try my hand at tree planting. But I'll be back in Waterloo in September to start grad school. Catch you on the flippity flip.
Hey, I'm Max, and this summer I'm looking forward to living in Waterloo with a bunch of my friends, and I'm hoping to be working for an engineering firm in town as an energy analyst.
Hey friends, my name is Andrew, and if all goes to plan, I should currently be in Alaska for 2 months of hiking, and then I'll be returning to KW to work for Top Hat Robotics, which was a previous co-op of mine.
Hello, my name is Boushrah Fanous, and my plans for the future are still unclear at the moment.
Hi, I'm Megan Gallagher, and I'm graduating with a double major in legal studies and peace and conflict studies. After I graduate, I plan to work for a year and prepare for Teachers College, where I hope to become a high school law teacher.
Hi Grebel, this is Lori. I wanted to share that I finished up my studies in December. I'm currently back home in Ottawa working for Health Canada, and I've been accepted to a Master's of Epidemiology at McGill for the fall. Congratulations to all the graduates.
Hello everyone, it's Katie. Congratulations on graduating. After I'm finished, I plan to continue my education in elementary education, and I hope to transfer my peace and conflict studies knowledge there. Bye.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go inspire youth into science, technology, and engineering by making wild stuff on YouTube. I'll see you around.
Hi Grebel, I'm Micah Kim. I graduated kinesiology this year, and I'm working at LASIK MD right now and eating some ketchup chips. Congratulations on graduating, everyone.
Hi, my name is Lindsay. Over the next year, I'm planning to work as a research assistant in the KW area before applying to master's programs.
My name is Jonathan, and I am happy to say that I'm graduating Waterloo, and let's say hooray. And because my time in Waterloo was filled with such fun, I will go to Montreal. My school is not yet quite done. With the focus on human-computer interaction, I will study at McGill, and what is my reaction? That I'll miss you all and all of your such wonderful faces. Hopefully I'll see you all soon when there are no COVID cases.
Hi everyone, I'm Serena. I will be finishing my degree in fall 2021 in Joint Honors Psychology and Peace and Conflict Studies. Afterwards, I hope to apply for a master's in social work.
Hi, I'm Paul Lingertat. I'm planning on taking the year off before starting grad school. I'll be spending my time working, taking some part-time courses, and hopefully doing fun things like traveling. All the best to all of you.
Hey everyone, it's Swami here. Just letting you know that after I graduate, I will be working at Farmy Jolie in Cambridge and working on getting my professional actuarial designation. I should also be living in the Waterloo area at least for a little while, so I'll see some of you around. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Ruthie, and for the summer I'm not sure what that's going to look like right now, but for the fall I'm hoping to go to Niagara College to complete a one-year program in environmental management and assessment.
I'm Brandon McMurray, and I'm now working full-time as an assistant research technologist in Dr. Philip Mass's lab in the Genetics and Genome Biology Department at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto.
Hi, my name's Elena, and in the fall I'll be living at the Romero House in Toronto, working with refugees and newcomers to Canada.
Summer I will be doing stroke research in Toronto, and then in September I'm headed to Angola to volunteer in a hospital there with SIM, and then after that only God knows where I'm going next.
Hey, it's Meg. Starting in September, I'm going to be going to school for medical imaging.
Hi, I'm Erica Pietranero. I'm going to be working in the summer to get my cognitive science minor, and then I'll be working in Waterloo for 8 months, and then hopefully either traveling or working on a master's program.
Hi everybody, it's Lexi. Shortly after graduation, I plan on marrying the love of my life and moving in here, our soon-to-be home.
Hello, my name is Brendan Power. After graduation, I will be working full-time for a company in California as a software engineer.
Hi, I'm Mari, and I am currently living in Kitchener and working at one of my previous co-ops. And my plan in hopefully a year or so is to fulfill my pre-pandemic plan of moving maybe to New Zealand and working over there for a while.
I'm Gemma, and this fall I hope to pursue a Master's of Social Work either at University of Toronto or at Laurier. I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
Hi, I'm Aaron Silver, and I will be working at Bioinformatics Solutions Inc. in Waterloo as a front-end developer.
Hi, I'm Katrina. In September, I'm heading to Regent College in Vancouver to pursue my Master of Arts in Theological Studies with a focus on the intersection of theology and the arts.
Hi, my name is Rachel Stymist, and my next plan is that I will be attending Queen's University for their Bachelor of Education program, the Primary Junior Division, starting in May 2021.
Hi everyone, my name is Piper and I'm graduating from Knowledge Integration with a minor in philosophy. After graduation, I hope to pursue user research.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brent Van Rijn, and I bet you're wondering, Brent, what are you doing after university? Well, that's a good question. So I plan on looking for jobs in the field of geographic information systems, and we'll go from there.
Hello everyone, I'm Isaac, and this year I'm graduating from Systems Design Engineering. I'll be working remotely full-time for D2L coming this summer. Looking forward to see you around. Thanks.
Hey everyone, it's Cassidy Wagler here. I'm planning to accept a 4-month contract at Renison University College where I'll be working in their marketing and recruitment department. In addition, I plan to continue working on my family's farm.
Hey, it's Justin Wagler here. After graduating with my degree in kinesiology, I'm going to be pursuing a Master of Science in Athletic Training at the University of Michigan. Go Blue!
I'm Andre, and I'm going to go home, try to learn to live sustainably, share what I learn with others, and hopefully find a bit of time to build musical instruments for people.
Hi everyone, I'm Grace Wright, and I will be taking the next year off to work and apply to graduate programs in public policy for fall 2022. So I don't have any big plans for world domination quite yet, but stay tuned.
Hello everyone, I'm Matthew Wright. I'm graduating from Systems Design Engineering, and after I graduate, I'm looking forward to traveling around Canada and starting my career as a software engineer at Zimbato LLC.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick, and I'm a graduating music student here at Grebel. This coming fall, I will be moving to Toronto to start my career as a software engineer at Amazon.
Hi, my name is Chaplain. I will be graduating with a degree in economics with a minor in music, and I will be pursuing further studies at the University of Toronto for a master's in economics.
On behalf of Grebel Student Services team, Ed Janzen, Rebecca DeYoung, Pam Bartel, and myself, congratulations on the completion of your undergraduate degrees. We loved hearing your plans for the future. You are such a talented and gifted group. And you are a group of students that is clearly on the brink of so much. As you know, earning a degree is no small thing. It represents discipline, focus, intentionality, and lots of hard work. Hopefully, it also represents new friendships, meaningful experiences, good conversation, and a whole load of fun. Whether you lived or associated with us or connected to the college as a music student or a peace and conflict studies student, it has been a privilege to journey with you. Each of you has been an important member of Grebel. Each of you has helped shape community for yourself and for others, both in and outside the classroom. So again, congratulations. Every year, the undergraduate graduating class, along with the administration of the college, selects a student to be the undergraduate valedictorian. This year, Boushrah Fanous was chosen. Congratulations, Boushrah. Boushrah came to the University of Waterloo in 2016 for the Peace and Conflict Studies program and to live in residence at Grebel. Over the past 4 years, Boushrah has been an active community member. Her involvements have been significant, playing beginner hockey, probably for the first time, serving on the Student Refugee Committee, Peace Society representative, community supper server, snack parent, a residence don, a college ambassador, and hall wanderer extraordinaire, and so much more. Boushrah, you have enriched community life for so many. Thank you. And now your class, your friends, your community, indeed all of us, Boushrah, want to hear from you. So listeners, wherever you are, please join me in welcoming her to the podium with a heartfelt clap.
Dearest friends,
Hello, and welcome from behind your screens. Friends and families, thank you for tuning in, and for your support that continued until this day. Faculty and staff, thank you for all that you have done, ensuring our arrival to this point. My dearest mother, thank you for your constant support. Fellow graduates, classmates and friends, congratulations. It is my honor to be standing here, speaking on behalf of all of you. It's a privilege to be reflecting on the past 4 or 5 years that we have spent studying and learning together, and on the years spent here in Grebel living together that many of you listening today have enjoyed. I don't know how many of you have imagined this day back in your first year, and if you did, it probably didn't look like this, but regardless, the finish line probably seemed way too far back then. The journey has been different for each one of us, but the one common thing is that we all persisted. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." During my undergrad journey, there were so many times that I thought of giving up, of not finishing. One time, things did get tough, enough for me to seriously consider leaving and not finishing my undergrad. But then I realized I didn't take all that I came here for. I haven't finished learning, experiencing, and loving this place and the people in it. I wasn't ready yet to leave. So I decided to stay and take in all that I was able to. I took in all the academic knowledge that was offered to me, and I lived all the memories that were shared with me. And I hope I wasn't alone in this reality. I hope you too engaged in all that was offered to you by this place and the people. I hope that we are ready now to say goodbye to this chapter and move on to the next. For most, being ready to say goodbye means acceptance. Accepting of this journey. The bad, the good, the beautiful, and the ugly. Accepting all the decisions we've made. Deciding to stay up all night, chatting with friends when we knew we should be studying instead. Or saying no to friends to study. Accepting choices of courses that we took, the program we enrolled in, topics we've researched, reports we wrote, and assignments we finished, and assignments we didn't. Accepting it all and knowing that we did the best we can. And accepting this journey does not mean that it was easy, or that it was full with beautiful and perfect moments. Graduating now does not mean that we've never failed. It means that we believe we did the best we could, and that we persisted until the last page. And that is something to be proud of. Fellow graduates, there are no guarantees in this life. Just because we plan for something and we work for it does not mean it's in our future. Things often go against our wishes and plans. Things are not always right. Injustices, disasters, diseases are always going to be showing up, but we can always keep fighting them. Sometimes despair can overtake our hope. The image of a bleak future is all we can see. We might lose hope that tomorrow will be better. And when that happens, let's allow ourselves to grieve what the world has lost and what it will continue to lose. But not for too long, because time is precious. So let's learn how to take that grave and use it as a fuel to light up our hope again. And fight, and persist on fighting. As a Peace and Conflict Studies graduate, I am telling us to always fight. For a better way, for a new way, for a better tomorrow. And no matter how enormous or how tiny the issue in front of you is, if it's a problem, let's fight to change it. Find your instrument and use it. If you're an innovator, create new ways. If you're a researcher, find the best way. And if you're a corrector, fix the way. Know your strength and share it with the world. Because the world needs you and I. It needs all of us. And let's not always be realistic. Let's dream of the impossible and work for it and make it possible. Let's trust the process just enough to keep us going when we fail to see the point, and not too much that we stop fighting. Let's always persist on doing our part to the best of our ability. The past year, more than ever, has shown us what living with uncertainty looks like. But one way or another, we all made it work. And you've heard this before, but we are living in unprecedented times. But look at it this way. This is a unique time. It's a time of change. You and I, this generation, we are lucky because we get to change the world. We get to make a better tomorrow. We get to learn from the past and teach the future. So let's take advantage of that and learn and change the world and share our gifts with the world. A word that I read on the PACS website before enrolling in the program was the word holistic. And that word stuck with me. Every conversation that I had, every course that I took was a reminder of how important this word is. In a world of endless options, it's important to have a holistic view. There are so many answers, so many solutions, so many ways, and so many of us. To be stronger, we need to know each other, to understand each other. We need to celebrate our similarities and share our differences. To be able to love each other and the world that we share, we must have respect. And that respect comes with knowledge. Unfamiliarity can be uncomfortable. That's why they call it the uncomfortable zone. So I encourage us today and every day to get out of that zone. We might not share our truth with those who are around us, but that's okay. Take on a holistic view. Take on a holistic attitude. Withhold judgment and make the uncomfortable comfortable and the unfamiliar familiar. Learn and keep on learning. And just because we have a degree now does not mean that we are done. We will always continue to learn until the last page, not of the chapter, but the book. And now, I'm going to leave us with a message that my high school teacher left me with before coming here. Remember always that you are loved, admired, and deeply celebrated for all that you are and all that so you generously share of yourself. Thank you.
Listen to the sound of my voice. Can you feel the beat of my heart? Listen to the questions I have. Listen to me. It's all very simple to see what we need. Give us all. My voice is calling. Can you
The Master of Peace and Conflict Studies, or MPACS program, seeks to foster the capacity of students to understand and constructively engage conflict, and to advance peace through principled advocacy, effective civil society programming, and dynamic engagement with the state and marketplace. Through interdisciplinary coursework, as well as through experiential learning, MPACS supports the development of students into responsible and reflective agents of peaceful change in local, national, and global contexts. The MPACS program draws applicants from diverse academic, professional, and national backgrounds. It includes full-time students who usually complete their studies in 4 terms, as well as part-time students who remain with us somewhat longer. Approximately 60% of our students have typically spent a term or more working with a civil society organization, or at times, an international organization. Today's graduates, typically working remotely, undertook placements on a wide range of issues, including restorative justice, refugee resettlement, community-based research, campus ministry, the prevention of intimate partner violence, human rights, and animal welfare. In today's ceremony, we are celebrating the hard work and achievements of 15 graduates who have completed their degrees since April 2020. These graduates showed great resilience and adaptability in the face of a global pandemic that changed the ways they interacted in their classes and among one another. They deserve special affirmation for persevering throughout and finding creative ways to continue to grow as peace builders. My faculty and staff colleagues in the MPACS program wish we could be with them in person. On behalf of the MPACS team and the college, I would like to offer the current MPACS graduates not just our congratulations for a job well done, but also our appreciation for the ways they are advancing the goals and values of the program. Building peace in the world today requires the combined energies of both the head and the heart, and it is inspiring to witness the many different ways in which you, our most recent graduates, are bringing these complementary human faculties together. May your efforts continue, may they be fruitful, and may you find pathways of service that enable the expression of your gifts.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Schroeders. After graduation, I'm going to continue to work for the Mennonite Central Committee in their refugee resettlement program. And I want to offer a big congratulations to everyone graduating today. We did it!
The Master of Theological Studies, or MTS, is a 2-year degree that may be taken full-time or part-time. It is open to persons from a range of academic backgrounds and is designed for those who may be exploring vocations of ministry and service, those preparing for various forms of ministry or further graduate studies, and those seeking personal enrichment. Students are enrolled in one of 3 options: coursework, applied studies, or thesis, and complete 16 courses and a public research presentation, or 8 courses plus a thesis, which is defended publicly. It is my privilege on behalf of my faculty and staff colleagues to congratulate the 9 graduates of the MTS degree who are being honored today. Some of them have completed all requirements by the end of December or April, and some are completing final courses in the current spring term. A few of these graduates have experienced over half of their program online due to the pandemic. And let me just say that while the past year has been difficult and the experience of each person unique, I have also been struck by the impressive capacity of our students to adapt, to support one another, and to become a remarkable learning community together. The MTS degree is offered conjointly by Grebel and the University of Waterloo. Thus, in a few minutes, the Dean will formally recommend to the President that these degrees be conferred. My ritual involvement in this process would normally be to place the MTS hood, essentially a colorful sash, over the shoulders of each of the graduates. And though it's not possible to do this virtually, the ritual of hooding is significant because it is very personal and traditional. It is personal in the sense that I have the privilege of offering my congratulations to each one directly as I place the hood on their shoulders, make eye contact, and offer a handshake. It is also a ritual that makes visible that we stand within the centuries-old tradition of the university, an institution with a deep history of integrating the study of sacred texts, reason and human experience, and the pursuit of human flourishing. Graduates, you know that your accomplishment is a deeply personal one, requiring your own commitment and the support of family and friends. And it is also bigger than you as an individual, especially as we see the many ways that you embody wisdom in service to church and society. My sincere congratulations to each one of you.
Hi, I'm Janelle. I'll be using my fancy new credentials to get some kind of job in a church context. As usual with my life, I'm just as curious as everyone else to see what will happen next.
Tim Elliott here, continuing to put my theological training to good use, working construction and pastoring in our house church network.
Hi everyone, my name is Joseph, and since finishing my master's in theological studies, I have been working with my church in ministries and for the KW refugee communities. And I'm also hoping to go into more education and seeing where that leads me.
My name is Leslie Ann Reed, and I'm currently living in Tokyo. I'll be working at the Canadian Embassy to Japan for the next 2 years.
Students in the Master of Theological Studies program receive a conjoint degree from Conrad Grebel University College and the University of Waterloo. Today, we provisionally confer the degree with the authority granted to this college. The University of Waterloo will confirm the completion of all degree requirements and will award the degree and present the diploma at the appropriate convocation ceremony. President Shantz, I am pleased to present these candidates to you for the degree Master of Theological Studies. They have been approved for graduation by the Board of Governors of Conrad Grebel University College, pending completion of all requirements in their program of studies.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Governors of Conrad Grebel University College in the province of Ontario, and pending completion of all program requirements, I hereby bestow on you the degree of Master of Theological Studies with all the privileges and responsibilities of that degree.
The opportunity to nominate the graduate valedictorian alternates between the Master of Theological Studies and the Master of Peace and Conflict Studies programs. This year, the valedictorian is MTS graduate Paulinus Okoya. Paul has a Bachelor of Commerce degree from the University of Ottawa, and an MBA from Georgia State University. He has 15 years of management consulting experience working with a range of companies on global strategies and organizational change. He is the owner of REMPACT, a firm that makes medical devices. Originally from Nigeria, he lives in Waterloo with his wife and 2 children. In the process of nominating a valedictorian, I received the following comments about Paul from his fellow students. One says, Paul embodies the hospitality and humor that I have loved about Grebel, and he regularly leads his fellow classmates in asking harder questions. Another says, Paul's contribution to classes that I have taken with him have always been interesting, thought-provoking, and deeply rooted in making connections with what we have learned in class to how we interact in the world. Paul, congratulations on your selection, and we look forward to your address.
Greetings to you, my Conrad Grebel family, and congratulations to my fellow graduates, both from the MTS and the MPACS program. What an honor it has been walking alongside you this past 2 years. Our journeys have been different, often fraught with challenges, and yet somehow partly a testament to the powerful spirit of this community, the integrity of its faculty, and just our collective grit. We've not only survived, we've thrived. As I pause to reflect on the highlights of my experience here at Grebel, a number of images come to mind. Permit me to share a few. I cherish the many classes consumed with heated theological debates and how it felt like at those moments the world outside just disappeared. I enjoyed my time in the dining hall, the new faces we met, the stories we offered, and the laughters we shared. And yes, the library, filled with ancient texts with which we had to wrestle with. And wrestle we did, but not without our secret and willing weapons, the amazing library staff. Yes, we made it, but not without you, our Conrad Grebel community. Among these many wonderful memories, one thread stands out: my liberation theology classes. I was reformed in those classes, transformed by the simple notion that the good news of which the Christian gospel is often called has to be good news to everyone for it to be good news to anyone. And that the true test of any culture is in how it liberates the voices of the most marginalized among us. However, I realize that this notion is antithetical to the world system. See, the world we live in today is quite different from the one we met a number of years back when we started our program. Feels like a lifetime ago. Those good old days when we could still shake hands, hug, or dare I say, share a glass of water. Now, those simple social contacts could be lethal ones. It is impossible to have predicted the world that we live in today. In such a short time, the world has faced a number of catastrophic events. The microscopic coronavirus has rocked the world to its core, killing 22,000 souls in Canada and 2.7 million and counting around the world. We've faced an unprecedented attack on the North American democratic principles as our neighbors to the south barely survived a withering homegrown political attack. And yet again, the world has had to face its old sin of racism, anti-Black racism, as millions around the world took to the streets demanding dignity for Black bodies. Normally, one would have hoped that these events were enough to shake the world into a rebirth, a critical reassessment of who we have become as a people. Many had hoped, myself included, that out of this mess we will become a better people, a people committed to a more just and equitable world, a world where the voices of the marginalized are prioritized and liberated. But now I realize I was a little too optimistic, maybe a bit too naive. While the governments around the world are turning their corner on the coronavirus, with waves of COVID-19 vaccine pouring down like rain, humanity have found new ways to bicker. Anti-mask, pro-mask, anti-vaccine, pro-vaccine, anti-lockdown, pro-lockdown, all lives, Black lives, blue lives, and the list just goes on. Politics has not become more humane, no. We are even more divided than ever before. And any hopes for social equity is gradually disappearing. The latest USA Today Ipsos poll showed that only 36% of Americans believe that George Floyd, the black man who died at the hands of police last year, was murdered. That's down over 60% this same time last year. I fear the foreboding inevitability that life as usual is coming back, and that all I had hoped that we would learn from this mess will soon long be forgotten, and yet again the voice of the marginalized would remain marginalized again. But here's what I have learned from my classes, my liberation theology classes, that the best gift an education can give you is freedom. Freedom to think for yourself, and unrestrained freedom to engage in a world of ideas, holding lightly to that which you know and eagerly waiting to listen to others. A freedom that seeks to build a more equitable world by engaging with all people as equal and by prioritizing the voice of the marginalized. So here's my prayers to you, my fellow graduates, that you choose to stand up and stand out, to use your freedom to partner with the marginalized, because now more than ever before, the world is looking for people who will stand up to the systems of racism that weighs heavily on the bodies of Black people, stamp out the phobias we've been taught to hold against people who've only just sought to breathe, and reject the fallacy that we must have more, even if it means others would have less. Because who knows, if we do this, we might tilt the system enough to create a more equitable world, a world where all are seen, all are welcomed, and all are loved. Thank you.
Please join with me in prayer. Holy and faithful God, Jesus, our mighty Savior and gracious friend, Holy Spirit, breath of creation and fragrance of love, we praise your name. Thank you for the beauty of this day. Thank you for the work of our students, their lives shared, wisdom acquired, commitments made. Bless them with those things that make life good: friendship, purpose, kindness, joy, contentment, food, shelter, and a grateful heart. With thanksgiving, we pray your blessing on friends and family, faculty, and staff who have supported these, our graduating friends. May their love return magnified by compassion. May their work return in the beauty of wisdom. Holy Guide, help us assert the victory of your love against the cruelty and injustices we meet. Help us turn the privilege of learning into the joy for doing good. Keep us alert to the needs of your earth and its people, so that we might abandon ourselves to the work of your peace. Bless all who have been part of these years we have made together. From here and returning again in time to come, bless these our graduating friends. May we find comfort and warmth in friends and family all. Keep us joined in heart and prayer. Through the love of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thanks once again for being part of this celebration. A particular thanks to all of the staff and faculty who were part of this event, and to all students and musicians who participated, and to Ed Janzen for his excellent reflection. You're all invited to join in a virtual reception on Zoom immediately after this service. Links to the reception were sent with your invitation. All Grebel graduates have the right to receive the legendary Grebel graduating coffee mug. You should have already picked up yours from the office or received it by mail. But if you haven't received it yet, please feel free to contact my office. I wish all of you the very best in whatever comes next for you. We'll miss you here. Please stay in touch. Goodbye.